Party time. Excellent.
Showing.
Hello, my friend.
For the younger viewers, Wayne's World. Hilarious. Definitely at the time. I don't know if it holds up. I haven't watched it for a while.
Oh, it totally does.
Does
I mean,
it?
in my head, it totally does. Why would I need a gun rack when I don't own a gun, much less miniguns, thus necessitating a gun rack? I think that's the only line that's like a line stick with me, but that's the only one that like when she's like, "I bought you a gift," and he's like, "It's a gun." She's like, "What is it?" She's like, "It's a gun rack." I don't even own a gun, much less miniguns, thus necessitating a rack. But I love inane humor like that, so
yes. All right. Well, for those of you with the video, you'll notice that Lou is not here. Well, I guess those of you with ears notice Lou's not here.
yeah, fair. Also fair.
So who knows? He's not sick again. I think he just fell asleep. Maybe.
He's getting old,
right?
After he's done with his programs. So
yep. My stories are over. It's time for bed.
I think we can talk about stuff now because it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, he doesn't want to show up. Shit. Let's talk about stuff without him.
So, how are you, sir?
I'm all right. You know, it's cold.
Yeah, it is. We were at the beach this weekend to celebrate this guy.
Yeah, birthday boy.
And yeah, it was. Man, Airbnb houses are so weird. Don't fucking believe the commercials because most of us we spent most of the weekend just wandering around the house trying to figure out why they made the decisions that they made for
like decor or how the house
decor,
is set up.
the layout, expansions of the house. Like it was one of those things where it's like it was a 5-bedroom, 3-bath house,
right?
But it probably started out as like a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house, and then they've been like adding on to it. So yeah, it just like the basement was finished, but they had like the laundry
is
room
alive. Lou will be joining us. This just in. Lou is alive.
Beep 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 beep. But yeah, so but then like one wall where all the doors for all the rooms in the basement, it was just like one big long row of barn doors that none of them fit the door frames that they were in. So like the room that I was in, there was like a 2-inch gap on either side of the door frame where the door wasn't white. Like
so you people would look in while you were jerking off.
Yes,
and like have full view.
Yes,
with the door closed though.
Yes, they didn't even need to move the door or anything like that. It was just there, and I was like, "This is so weird." Like, but the coast was nice.
Do you still have all your organs? Did you check your kidneys? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I at least have enough to function, so that's the important part. But I know it was good. You know,
we've only stayed in one of those one time. It was the first time we had magic keys for Disney. We went out there. We brought the mother-in-law and everything, and it was a nice house. Like you could tell where they did add on at, but it was all right.
And again, I mean, we've stayed at one down in southern Oregon along the coast the last like 3 years, and it's been great. But we just didn't. I didn't want to have a 3-hour drive each way.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
So this was an hour and 25 minutes or something. So it was like
it was just a birthday. It wasn't even like a decade birthday or anything.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that happened. So I am ready for bed now to sleep in my own bed because I've been sleeping on a prison cot for the last 3 nights
with people watching jerk off.
Mm-hmm. So like double awkward,
right?
It's like you've already seen it once. Go away,
right? Why are you back again
like,
tonight?
Yeah,
weirdo. Nothing changed.
Yeah, nothing changed.
I didn't bring my grooming kit.
Yeah, that's one thing I probably should have done before. You know, just for aesthetics. You know,
right. But you didn't know you were going to have an audience, so
yeah. I assumed the door would just close, but I was wrong.
Normal. Weird assumption that a door would close and you can't see through it. But
well, and the funny part is, like, all of them had those plug-in wall heaters, like the ones that are super. Mine didn't, so my room was like I wake up in the morning, I got cold dog nose because it is fucking 50 degrees, 45 degrees in the room, and I'm just like. And normally I'm one of those guys, if I'm warm, like I don't want to get out of bed. But these beds made me want to like, okay, nope, it's time to get up.
Let's start today. Let's go.
Yep. So, yeah, I think
I didn't do anything fun this week. It just worked.
You're in the weird gap between fun times.
Yeah. Yeah, no, a couple more weeks till Disney again.
Darn it.
I know. Such a rough life I live. So rough. I did unbox some of some stuff in the casita. Those of you with video, all those boxes are gone back there.
Yeah.
So I decided I needed more boxes to bring back to the old house. So I'm like, well, the bookcases in the front room are about where they're going to be. So
yeah. Did you get your glass case situation handled up in the living room yet?
I was told that it's fine.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go.
So
was that Reddit told you that?
No, it was the wife who told me it wasn't fine before, but now it is. I guess it doesn't block the thermostat as much as she thought it did.
All right. Well, thank God.
Right? Because all the time she's going to spend in here.
Yeah, exactly. The time that it matters.
I mean, last week we watched the football games out here, so.
But not today.
Right. No. We got to the TV before the kids did.
So you were fine.
Exactly.
Boy.
Let's see. Anything else? No. Oh, I did watch the John Williams documentary on Disney Plus we were talking about last week.
Yeah.
It was really good. I learned some stuff. Some stuff I knew, but I learned some new stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that to me, when it comes to those types of documentaries, like, I assume I'm going to know 60% of the stuff they're going to, but there might be 40% or 30% of even 20%.
I did not know that he did the Monday Night Football thing. I did not know that was
way back
him.
in the day.
No, right now. The one they still play. Yeah. That's him.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the one after Hank Williams Jr.? So, like, the one.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, the one they're playing now. That was John Williams. Along with
look who decided to wake up.
Look who decided to actually respond to somebody after 2 hours of wondering where the heck he was.
Talk about yourself.
Talk about you. We were asking you what time we were going to start, like, for 2 hours. Like, hey, this time work? This time work?
I was napping. I thought we were going to start at our normal time.
Yeah, after the football game. That's the normal time for 2 months.
8 o'clock.
No.
Jack's got to fix his.
The rule was, although we had to.
Jack's got to fix our echo.
Hold on. I think I got to pause. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe just edit them together.
I was gonna say, let Jack do his magic.
Yeah, y'all figure something out.
Magic
Jack. Here now.
That's what I call him, Magic Jack.
Did you really not? You weren't interested in the games that much that you really didn't watch?
Yeah, whatever.
Wow.
No.
All right.
I was driving back from the coast today, so I was like,
problem to have. I was like, that's probably better. I mean, although the second game was pretty good, that first one, oh god.
Yeah, the Eagles game was bullshit.
Hate bad football, and that's all that game was, dude. All bad football. So you like I said, you win. If you're at the coast, you win.
Was it one of those like emotional hangover games where like the commies like came out, or were the Eagles just schemed?
Philly just outplayed them.
Sort of. I think Jack's right. I mean, they kind of got outplayed. It was more. They had 4 turnovers, 3 turnovers.
Like that, yeah.
Whatever the answer was. But they started off really well. They went for it on 4th down a couple times, which made no sense the 3rd time because they kicked the field goal. It went for it on 4th down 2 different times, and then they get down to like the 20-yard line, and it's 4th down again and 3 after going for it on like 4th and 6 and 4th and 3 or whatever. They get 4th and 3 the 3rd time, and they kick a field goal. I'm like, all right, I don't quite understand that, but whatever. They got points. And then Eagles come down, very first play. They get a Barkley 58-yard touchdown.
Right.
And then the wheels fell off. Washington just shot themselves in the foot. Fumbled the ball. I don't even think it was an interception. Fumbled the ball on a kickoff. It was just, oh my God,
it was
dude.
bad all around.
Yeah, if they had hung on to the damn ball, and I'm not giving it was like, oh, the Eagles punched it out. I'm like, every team tries to punch it out. Just because you punch it out doesn't mean it's going to work. Be better holding on to the ball. So in that scenario, it's like if they had better players who could hold on to the ball, I think now here's where I think Jack's right, where they outplayed them. I still think they lose, but they don't lose by 30.
Yeah.
They might lose by like
Cheez It Bowl at the Sports Authority Stadium. It's UTEP versus Texas A&M or some shit.
Cops versus firefighters.
Yeah, it was ugly, and it was just bad football. And then even with the Chiefs, with their one turnover they had when Mahomes trying to do one of that, what is it, the play action thing where they put it in the running back's pocket and then pulls it out, and the ball fumbled there. Again, bad football. Execute that shit better. The Bills didn't even do anything. They got the free ball and they got a touchdown. They got a touchdown off of that too. So it's like, bad football. Like, why y'all get paid millions of dollars to do that?
And you're supposed to be the best, and that's why you're in the position you're in today.
Yeah, I've don't get me wrong. I've seen some good plays, and I'll give credit when I see them. I was talking to my neighbor via text, watching the games, and he was like, "Oh, the Mitchell guy, he got an Eagles got an interception." I'm like, "Oh, see, that's why he was that good." I'm like, that good? All he did was sit back there, wait for a freaking overthrown ball. He didn't. I mean, don't get me wrong. You still have to make a play on the ball, but it's not like he made anything. He didn't do anything fantastic. The ball's overthrown. Let me just sit here and wait for it to come back down to earth and catch it. That's not a good play to me. When you're Dion 30 years ago, when you got you got beat and then you cut across and put on those afterburners and sneak across the field and get a pick that way, okay, that's a good play. I'll give you credit for that. So not everything is going to be like, oh no, you didn't do anything. You did what you're supposed to. It's like, oh man, that'll segue us into tipping, because God, that's starting to get on my nerves. Everybody with their damn add a tip when, all I do is pick up my food.
Okay,
yeah,
so before we get into all the new shit, since you weren't here last week, Captain Save-A-Ho over there.
Hey, she feels better now. Although I ain't gonna lie, dude, she still got the cough there. It's not good, but it's not bad either. Better than last week. Anyway,
so that means you listened to it. So what did you think? Because you've never listened to it except for the AI episodes.
Correct. That was my first time. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sitting there watching because I say watching, but I had it. So I'm in here and I'm with her. We're on the couch. We had nothing. We can't think of anything to do. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Let's watch let's quote unquote watch the cast. Like, okay, cool. So I couldn't find the video, so on YouTube. So it was just the audio. And man, just like a black person at the movie theater, I was just yelling at the TV, talking what they talk about. How do they know not this thing? What do they no? I was just the whole time, and halfway, no, not even half. It was almost over. So it was about the last 15, 20 minutes. I'm like, shit, I should have taken notes. I should. I think during the cast itself, I texted Jack and was like, because I was looking for the video and he helped me find it later, but I was going through of like, man, I should do a reaction video to our own podcast.
It's gonna be
I was going off.
It's gonna be our next channel. Is gonna be for Vaguely Pod 2. Is gonna be exclusively a Lou reaction channel. Yeah. Those motherfuckers are saying positive things about Skeleton Crew. That's unacceptable.
That was one of them. Yep, you ain't lying, dog. That was one of them. It was like, what did Jack say? Because Lou's negative ass ain't here. I'm like, man, they actually like that episode. These mofos right here. It's like, it wasn't even good. I mean, we don't even know what happened to John. All that. I was like, man, they left so much open. It was just
for a season 2.
It was like, if they ain't got the numbers for a season 2, there were less views than the Acolyte.
Only the opening episode. They didn't say anything about the subsequent.
Yeah, we'll see, and it'll be less than the Acolyte. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think it deserved it. It was way better than the Acolyte. I'll give him credit for that. It got better the last few episodes, but it still wasn't good. So it's like when the bar is so low, it's like, man, it was that Eddie Murphy thing. Is that Ritz is good because it's been 30 damn days since you had a cookie or something. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta. It's like, all right, it's Star Wars. It was okay, but. I didn't mind the way it ended all that much. It was just like, okay, so what happens with John? What happens with this? Again, it's that same. I think we talked about it two episodes ago. It's like they assumed a second season, so they didn't explain or wrap up some stuff. It's like, okay, what? Okay, fine. Do it in a cartoon. Do it in other media. Comic book, whatever. But I want to know what the hell happens. From day one. I said I was curious.
Well, and I don't even think it's like a Jod thing. I think it's even going to be more. I was more interested in how does a world that's been controlled by the supervisor for generations. I'm just going to say generations.
Fair.
and all of the robots that he controlled are now all gone. So you have this structure that you've built out that is now completely gone. Now you have the New Republic coming in saying, hey, like the New Republic now is aware of what this place is. Like, so I'm sure that they'll come and investigate. But like you have a structure where you have this whole society of people who's used to being controlled by, or at least having certain aspects of their lives controlled by I'm going to say the government, right? The robots. Now those robots are now gone because it's not like the robots are coming back online afterwards, right? I would assume that once the supervisor's gone, that whole aspect of that world is now inert.
Right.
So I would be, even above and beyond Jod, I would be interested to see how the society responds to that and what they come up with.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. That would be a good story as well. Just the aftermath of what happens and what becomes of them. Also, the aftermath of the planet with the New Republic showing up and what happens with that planet. You've got nobody knows about this thing, and now they do, and now they've got so much money. Like, what is?
But
is
it even worth it? I mean, they have 3 vaults full of money like that. Is it even worth anything now?
That's the other side of that coin, right? Maybe
it was
maybe
worth
not.
it when the kids had a handful.
Yeah.
But now that they have almost 1,200
So
vaults,
money.
and those are huge vaults.
Yeah, they were.
I mean, it's not even worth
But
anything.
But I think gold. I mean, the impression that I got too was though that it was a mineral. So depending on how rare that mineral is now versus, if it's gold, then it might be worth more or less based on the rest of the universe. But I'm sure that there's some aspects of the universe, the pirates, the bad guys, those types of things.
Right.
Just to reiterate, I mean, like Lou, when we were talking about it last week, and I was like, I'm so glad they didn't like shoehorn in like Snoke showing up or Hux coming off, or some like, oh well, we had to tie it into the whole thing, and to all the movies and stuff like that, which they've had a bad habit of doing as well. So I was glad that that the only extent was, and even so far as like the X-wings not being Wolf Trapper and Carson, like it was just generic X-wing pilot X, it wasn't, so I think they could. I think they handled it as well as they could have. So that's, I think, why I was more positive about it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was okay with that as well. It's just, again, more dumb shit. It's why are you giving those people a chance to screw everything up? Jod, why are you giving those people a chance? You went all that work to do this. Like, oh, I'm going to give them a chance. Just kill them. It's like if you would have just killed them, everything would have been fine. And it's just like, God. Again, it goes back to the Obi-Wan thing. Stop doing dumb stuff. I just want a movie where they write it well enough where they don't get put in that situation, so they don't have to make those dumb choices. It's like, I get it. I get you want the story to go how it's going. Okay, fine. Then don't find a different way to write it where he's not like. So I'm sitting there watching this. I'm like, okay, the dad shows up and it's like he's like, don't do. John's like, don't do that, don't like, dude, how many times you got to say no, man? Just it's like kids. Got to spank them motherfucking asses. They're going to keep misbehaving. It's like, oh, I'm going to talk back. Why? Because there's no consequence if I do talk back, and that's all there is to it. So if he would have killed one of them, the parent or the kid, the other ones would have gotten in line. And it's like, okay, if that's what you don't want to do. Or it would have
fueled their resistance more.
Okay, he got a lightsaber and a blaster who just killed them all. Okay, resist. There's only 4 of you. I'm talking about we're up there. Just kill them all then. That's what I'm saying. It's like all you had to do is don't write yourself into that corner so you don't have to make that choice.
But I also think that was reflective of a lot of these kids' movies as well, right? You look at Goonies, you look at E.T., where like the parents didn't necessarily believe the kids or know what the kids were up to, and then they get to the end and then they're like, oh, the kids are good. Like, oh, our kids are good kids and blah, blah, blah. And then the bad guys show up. And then now it's like all of them together have to do one final push to like, and I'm not justifying what the Skeleton Group, I'm talking about in the 80s movies.
Yeah, that's how they were.
So I felt like that was kind of fit in with the theme that we've already had throughout the series.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. There was so much stupid, especially on that pleasure planet, that it's like, well, they've already gone down the road that they're okay with doing stupid things, so and taking stupid actions, so we're going to keep doing that at the end. It's like, oh, this is not what a real person, a real pirate would have done. Like he's trying to make sure he gets this. Dude, that's already one. Duke, look at that beard. That's 2. I don't know.
What pirates don't count, bruh?
Oh well, shit. I see. I don't know any
One.
I don't know any baseball players from Pittsburgh, but yeah. But yeah, like I said, it got better as it progressed, but it just still wasn't good. So whatever.
It's like any of the Star Wars shows. I probably wouldn't go back and watch most of them, honestly.
I'm trying to. You know what? It's funny that I think the ones that stand out for sure that I'd go back and watch would be Andor season 1 and Mando season 1 and 2. That one's for sure. I can say off the top of my head, I would watch those.
I'd watch Ahsoka again.
I wouldn't be sad if I had to watch Ahsoka again, but it wasn't like, oh
well,
my
like
god.
I told Duke last week, I'll probably just load up my Kindle with Andor season 1 for the flight to Japan, since it's coming out right after that. It'd be a good time to.
Is it right
rewatch
after that?
it.
April? Oh, May.
Yeah.
Shit, that's a good idea. Actually, that's a
Mhm.
really good idea. Just catch up with them. The other thing, kind of a segue, but I didn't know there was a season 2 of the 1923 Yellowstone prequel, and I didn't
Oh yeah,
watch.
I just saw that commercial earlier. Yeah.
And I didn't see the first season, so I was like, oh, well, that season comes out in a month or whatever it is, so I'll watch season 1 leading up to that one. So that's just tied off of the Andor thing. I was like, oh, I didn't realize the timing worked out that well. Well, shit.
I didn't watch
Will
any of it.
Daredevil be over by then? I mean, Daredevil
Yeah.
starts the early part of March, so I'm imagining it's over.
I would
I don't know how many.
assume so.
I don't know how many episodes.
I don't think Disney would allow them to overlap more than a week or two.
Yeah.
What was that one they did that did overlap recently? They did something where I was like Agatha and Acolyte, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But I think it overlapped by like
they
a
overlapped
week.
a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, that's all it was. Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, it might have been 2 weeks, but I think it was only a week.
Yeah.
But back to the point, Jack. Yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of that podcast. I'm sitting there, the whole thing. It was great. I had fun yelling at the TV. Man, it was one of these things where if I missed it again for whatever reason, I would easily want to go back and watch it the next day. It was like, that was too much fun.
Well, I'll have you know, Lou, that without you joining us, we went worldwide. We went to the United States, Australia, Japan, Ukraine, and France.
Damn.
Saying.
It's because y'all talk politics. That's why by not talking politics. The moment you said we're not talking politics, people are like, man, but fine, I'll listen anyway.
Twist me on.
Oh, well, don't worry, y'all. We'll get to politics later because I want to make fun of idiots. I like making fun of idiots.
Before we move off the Star Wars tip, I'm just letting you know you owe me some money too, Lou. While we were waiting, Jack and I were on eBay, and I found the 2020 badges for $100, and I bought them. And I was like, God damn it! I would not have bought them if Lou would have shown up at 9:00 because I wouldn't have been on eBay.
Wait.
I'd been on eBay in a minute.
What 2020 badges? There was no 2020 con.
Canceled one.
Oh, the cancel. They still did badges.
Yeah.
Like the box set and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, holy crap! That's
and
not
they were
bad,
super. And they're probably some of the dopest ones as well.
They are. That is probably my favorite set.
I don't remember what that looked like. What did
Let's
they
see
look
if
like?
I can find it.
It's like just.
I think I still have.
I was gonna say, yeah, just have Duke pull up his
Right, just pull up your link.
his winning bid. You're
there you
welcome.
go. It's in chat.
I ain't gonna lie, you got me. I don't remember what they look like. I mean,
once you see them, you'll be like,
oh yeah, probably. Let's be real.
Sorry, people who are just listening on the podcast. You're not hearing. Lou is looking up the.
It's not letting me. Never mind. It's not a link. I have to like copy paste type thing.
Yeah, that's one of the weak things about the Riverside app is that links don't show up as links.
Whoa, those are badass.
Yeah, here I texted you my Bad Batch one.
That looks cool.
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all, though. I ain't gonna lie. I don't remember that.
Because we didn't go. They probably sent you the badge and you put it in a box somewhere and called it a day.
Yeah, probably. That looks cool, though.
That was like $100 pins, though.
That's not
so it's good they canceled that year.
That was probably because that's probably going price at the time. The way these.
Yeah, I think they're usually like 70, 80-ish.
Yeah. And then Jack looked up the 2024 ones and was like, "Oh, $325." I was like, "Nope."
2024.
The
last celebration.
Oh, London 23.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much?
325, dude. I was like,
nope. To the no.
I like some badges, but nope.
Good lord. And then obviously, I assume you guys will do the this year's at Japan.
Oh yeah,
if we can.
Those are badass. Yeah.
They got so. I mean,
they did good with it though. You just walk up when you go to the store. You can just pre-order it right there.
The last one we all went to, Jack tried to order our sets, and it was all weird. Like
Anaheim.
Yeah, the last Anaheim one.
Well,
If
I
I
had
remember
Lou do
correctly.
it. Yeah, I had Lou do it.
Oh yeah, that
Well,
was
but there was something weird about it because I didn't get that set.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
But there was something weird about the way, like, you went and did yours, but they would only let you order one or something like that.
Interesting.
I think you might be right. I think I remember that.
Yeah, it was some.
There
Yeah, it was
was
some weird. It was some weirdness. It wasn't like it was before, where it was super straightforward that you just filled out a form and then.
Right. Huh.
Heaven
That's all
forbid.
right. That was just the concept art kind of location ones, anyways. You're not
Yeah.
missing much. They were just okay.
Yeah, I gotta admit though, some of those look pretty good, and I do. I mean, I do like that last one. That 2023 was kind of cool.
Right.
But I
Yeah,
feel
I
like
tried
the
to get
Japan
'em, but
ones are different.
they sold out before they open up to public. Like they put the online store for attendees first, and they sold out before they put it up for everybody else. So it'll just be a hole in my collection.
Man, as long as it don't mess with my pin collecting, we'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
Especially,
I
man,
should
that
start. I guess they're not going to ship them to us beforehand this time
oh,
because they should have
it'll
started
be
that by
what,
now.
pick up on site only.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. I don't know if I like that.
Oh, that'd be a nightmare. Ugh.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't know if I
Or
like that.
potential nightmare.
For sure, man. I'm just curious about like, are we gonna have to go back to we need to get in line 4 hours in the morning? This could be like an Indianapolis type thing.
How
again?
early does this train run?
Not even Indianapolis. I suppose L.A. in 2007 was
Right.
I think the one that was bad. It's like, okay, we got to get in line at 4. They open at 10. I mean, is this gonna be one of those things, or like we talked about last time? The crowd, we're not expecting. Well, at least in the chat, not expecting what 35,000 people.
30-ish is what we
Yeah,
landed on, probably.
30. Yeah, 30. So it's like that's not too terrible.
That's a baby
but
crowd.
We also don't know how big the facility is and all that. So
Supposedly, it's one of the biggest ones in Tokyo. So
okay, all right.
But they might not have the whole thing. Like, you remember back in the day when Comic-Con wasn't the whole convention center?
That.
Like,
Yeah.
if you went the wrong way, all of a sudden you're in like a dentist convention or some shit. And you're like, wait, what's this?
Every year that I've been here to Denver's convention, now it's Fan Expo Denver. I don't know if it's half or whatever, but part of the convention center is for some other convention going on also. They do a good job blocking it off. You know, you guys go down this way,
Right.
You guys go this way. Whoever the other people are, they get to use the main entrance. We have to use the side entrance. But
you're used to that, though.
Yeah, that's fact. Yeah, it is so fact. Especially now in today's world. It's like, man, people getting bold.
All right.
So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. As always, the downside is it's only 3 days instead of 4. So the first day, we always use the first day to figure stuff out, and then we're good the rest of the way. But this time, we're only going to be good for 2 days if we need 1 day to figure stuff out.
Yeah.
So it's like, man.
Nah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
it always works out for us.
Always do. Yeah, I say we always do. So
adjust expectations and roll with it.
I didn't really follow a lot. I didn't understand what was going on with the autograph thing. What was the problem there? Where I
They
guess
didn't
yeah.
So
official picks didn't change their currency to yen. So you look at it, it's like 200,000 yen for an autograph, but they were charging $200,000. So everybody's bank cards were like, no sir.
Okay.
And then they came out and said, "Oh, sorry,
Our bad.
We
didn't
don't
throw the
know.
right
We don't know.
switch."
We've never done an international show before. We don't know how this works."
Dude, imagine if somebody had that limit on their card.
Right?
Obviously, they'll fix it. No big deal. But
they fixed it. I think it took them an hour or two to fix it. But
that ain't nothing. Okay,
that ain't nothing.
But I mean, I think we were talking about prices in the chat, and it was just kind of like, I mean,
180 for Diego Luna. I don't know if that's
like
good or bad. Yeah, I don't know what he does normally.
I don't think he does a lot of conventions, so I don't know.
What's that? He doesn't do a lot of conventions?
I don't think he does a lot.
No.
Just trying to get price comparisons. Like out here at Denver, I know 2 years ago Hayden was 300, and I think Ewan was as well, like a year later or the year before. So it's like if it's around 300 for the uppers, all right. I mean, I expect that. 180 for Diego. I don't think that's terrible. I don't know.
I mean, he's a big star in Mexico, like soap operas or some shit, I think. So.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's been in the scene for a minute.
Yeah. Okay. It was a big deal when they cast him. Like all the Mexican people were like, oh, snap, that's my boy Diego from my novellas.
the way the Chinese people were all over the blind dude.
Donnie Yen.
Yeah, they were all over that. Like, yeah, okay.
But
All
Donnie
right.
Yen also had been doing movies here for a long time before.
Yeah,
everyone knows Donnie.
What is it? IP Man or something?
Yeah.
Those are good movies. I actually like those. But
Creature Commandos. Did you finish Creature Commandos?
I did. I finished it. You guys were talking about it, and I did finish it. I enjoyed it. I liked the ending. I didn't like that my fish girl. Man, that was sad.
You had such high hopes for her. Bitch got shanked.
Did. I really did. I was like, man, that's my boo. But Bride.
Or Nina.
Bride coming back
#save.
And see, there you go. I would support that. Bring her back. She's not really dead. If the bride can live, just do some same shit to bring her back. But yeah, I liked at the end that she came back and saw through the BS and was like, nah, bitch, and took her out. Yeah. It was like, all right, I like this. So yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of it. Matter of fact, I got one of my coworkers to watch it, and he finished it about a day or two after I did. So
my favorite scene though was when Phosphorus took his jacket off and he was fighting all them tank dudes. Right through them, middle finger burned right through their heads.
That was good though. That was good, and they all had good stories. Like their backstories when they went through all of them. Oh my god, they did it well. The way it laced with the episodes that they were in, it was fantastic. I feel so bad for Weasel.
Right.
Man, but yeah, I really like it. I'm like, okay, when season 2, let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
We got a few movies to get through before we get to that though.
Yeah, for real. And I wonder how many of them, like in live action, are going to show up between Superman and
Frank Grillo's going to be in Peacemaker.
And Okay, there you go. Flag Senior.
Yep.
So that's cool. But yeah, I want to see live action versions of these people.
Well, we've already seen Weasel.
Well, yeah, that's true.
We've already gotten a taste.
That one sticks. That one sticks around.
When he started going in the water to save the fish girl, I was like, that boy can't swim.
That boy can hardly walk.
There was a whole movie about that boy not swimming.
Oh man. So yeah,
An imperfect memory of a movie.
What?
That's what Gunn said. Suicide Squad is not canon. It's more of an imperfect memory. So some of it did happen.
Okay.
Some of it did not happen. Because obviously Junior died. They talked about the starfish thing when they brought Weasel in.
But how can only some of it work if Peacemaker is in? If Peacemaker's in, which
that's why it's an imperfect memory.
Okay. I was like, it can't count because you can't say some of it counted and some of it didn't.
Did they talk?
Unless you say Peacemaker is out also.
No, Peacemaker is, except for the Justice League scene.
All right, that's fair. I mean, that makes sense that has to go, but that scene was so good, though. That was so funny. F you, Barry. Oh, my God.
And Johnny Cena said that the next opening is for season 2 is going to be even better than the first season.
Damn.
That's a high bar to set, though.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the few shows I never hit skip credits.
Yep. What do y'all think of Momoa moving on from Aquaman to Lobo in the Supergirl movie?
Way better.
Yeah.
I thought that was
way more appropriate, I think.
See, yeah, he when I saw him the first time, I was like, man, he'd be a great Lobo. And here he is now finally doing it 10 years later.
Well, I thought he was originally supposed to be Lobo way back in the day, but then they never developed Lobo. Like it was something. It was in the pipeline.
Zack Snyder's kind of a hack, and he doesn't really.
Like they had the idea that they were going to do a Lobo movie. I could be wrong about that, but I remember reading in my head, my head canon, at some point in the past, Momoa was supposed to be Lobo at some point already. And then it kind of like disappeared, and then he became Aquaman, and everyone was like, okay, Aquaman. And then, so it's full circle type of thing. I will get roasted in the comments by our listener in France.
Right.
No, that's not how it went.
You're a fucking moron.
Great. Now I'm not only getting it during the podcast, I'm getting it after the podcast.
For sure. I'm trying to think who would you cast that currently as your Aquaman in Gunn's universe?
Oh,
I haven't really thought about it.
All right. Fuck it.
That's funny. Oh my God, that would be so funny. The dude that played, the dude that played Arrow in Smallville. Hartnett?
Okay.
No, that's not his name. That wasn't Hartnett. That's Josh something, I thought. I thought his name was Josh. But because he's in some other show right now.
Yeah, he was on This Is Us.
You could go full circle and put Reacher back there because he was the original Aquaman way back in the day. I think he was the original Aquaman in Smallville, right?
Smallville.
Yeah,
that was him in Smallville.
And now he's
no.
She's like,
you bring it all the way back, go back to Entourage, and put Adrian in there.
Damn, that is going back though.
And then Turtle can be his sidekick.
Yep.
That would
Johnny
be pretty
Drama
funny.
comes in as Black Manta. It's done.
That would be so funny. Oh my god!
Hit us up, James Gunn. We're the idea men up in here. Let's go.
Yep.
And then I heard also Blue Beetle is actually in that story is in. I'm like, oh my god.
I heard it was kind of at the time, but James Gunn hasn't mentioned it since. Okay. So I think he for real just deleted everything. He said unless my name's on it, gone.
All right, that's fine. I mean, I'm not gonna say it was a bad movie, but it wasn't.
They
good.
could bring him back though. The same kid, same basic.
That'd be fine.
I had no problem with that movie. It was all right.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't think it was bad. It just wasn't good. So it's like they want to use him as the actor. Fine. Just who cares what the kind of like that. What did you call it?
Perfect Memory.
There you go. Do that with Blue Beetle too, so you can keep him.
Yeah.
I thought the kid was fine. And hopefully we're advanced now, so we don't get all the I don't know what I'm doing crap. Can we just get people who know what they're doing?
Yeah, skip the origin stuff on
skip the origin crap on a lot of these. I mean, just based off a Superman trailer with all these people that are in it, you'd like to think they're going to skip all the origin crap. With like, okay, these people they just exist, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah, like we know it. We know that. We know Batman's story.
Yep. You want the origin?
Go read our grandparents grew up with this shit. We've been told these stories multiple times.
Yeah.
Even just through our lifetimes, with all the different versions we've gotten of Superman, especially Batman, and getting to the point with Spider-Man.
Wait, do we have a Batman in the Gunn universe?
No, he hasn't said yet.
I mean, we do because of Creature Commandos, but
yeah, we don't know who's playing him.
Yeah, they have not announced it.
Yeah.
So who would you cast as Batman at this point, since we did Aquaman?
Can we not use Twilight Boy?
No. He's in
an alternative. He's in a multiverse, right?
Well, then they still could then.
No, they're going to have different openings for the not Gunverse versus the Gunverse, so you'll know which movie you're watching.
No, what I mean though is like in a multiverse, the same character could still be.
If they do that eventually, if they go to a multiverse eventually, he could show up.
Yeah, I'm just saying he could still be their Batman just in this universe, and it's not the same story of the other one. So with that rationale, they could pick any of them, but. I don't know. I haven't really thought about who the Batman would or should be in this one. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like.
Fuck it, he can be everybody.
Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet.
I wouldn't be mad about that, but I think he's too close to Pattinson.
Yeah,
like age-wise and just like their physique.
Oh yeah, we probably want a late 30s Batman.
Older, like skewed older, like maybe something not quite Affleck. Maybe a little younger, but
well, Affleck's like 50 something, so like 10 years younger than that would be good to go. Like the Jeremy Renner type.
Yeah,
I think he's too little for it, but that
for sure
that type. Because I don't know. I don't know. Like, is Batman supposed to be like 6 foot? I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it depends on what era that you want to put him in, right?
Yeah. Which Batman are you going for? Are you going for that big fucking yoked out Frank Miller Batman?
But like older.
Yeah.
Right? Like
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I mean, again, every time I see the Superman trailer, it's like, man, that looks I hope the movie's as good as the trailer. So
we'll find out. We got nothing else to do at Comic-Con. Let's go watch that.
Yeah, we're already lining up the movies to go watch on Comic-Con weekend.
We got that. We got Fantastic Four. Everybody's at Comic-Con. We'll be the only ones at the movie theater.
So yeah, y'all have fun. We'll spoil it for everybody when we show up on. We'll be in line at any outdoor event. It's like, oh yeah, did you guys see? I talk about the movie the whole time. People around us, la 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 la.
2 men murdered at Comic-Con for spoiling movies.
Exactly. 2 jerk-offs were found dead after being caught.
And the black guy was just yelling at him. No, you guys are wrong.
Yep. It's like,
Why did they do stupid stuff in that movie?
Dumbass. That was not a Hitler salute. But they did dumb shit in the movie. I'm sure they're trying to watch this movie, and this is the dumb stuff that they did. And that was the end of it, and 2 suspects have been arrested. We expect them to go free. Duke, so how was birthday, my man? Is that part of the weekend trip?
Yeah. So it was good. Yeah, I mean, it was a new house, so it was getting used to a new situation and stuff, but it was good.
Wait, I don't know what that means.
Well, the last two,
Airbnb.
yeah, we
Airbnb.
we were in
Okay,
Airbnb, so
okay, gotcha.
and
That makes
then
sense. And not the one you were in before.
yeah, the ones we were in before were down south. This one was
Up
up
north?
here, closer. So, and it had, I mean, again, it's Airbnb, so it has pluses and minuses.
I've never done one, so tell me what's a minus of an Airbnb?
A minus is that you have like an inconsistency with things like beds and stuff like that, and oftentimes like the layouts are really funky because unless the house was built with 5 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, like generally they're expansions. So like they'll start out like the one we were in this weekend. It was like we kind of were like, okay, well, this probably started out as like a 2-bedroom, 1 bath house, and then they expanded and added things onto it as money came in, or we had a bunch of jokes about the furniture all being the furniture that like when they could buy a new couch at their regular house, they just move the old couch to the Airbnb house type of thing. So you kind of get a lot of that type of stuff where it's a lot of secondhand, unless they're using it as like a primary
residence
vacation house, right? Like, but if it's a group that's just using it just to make money, like they invested and maybe they plan on retiring there at some point. But like I was telling, when we were talking about it earlier, like they had this weird thing where like the basement was finished, but like the wall where like the laundry room and the bathroom and the 2 bedrooms was just all barn doors that didn't fit the gaps of the doors. So like I'd close my door to go to bed at night, and there was somebody out, watching TV or had a light on or whatever, and it was like I might as well not even have the door closed because the light was just, the gaps were so big that I was just like,
Dang.
so
Okay.
no privacy at all. Everybody saw everything I was doing the whole time. So, you just get to a certain point of saying, fine, this is just going to happen. So you're the one that's coming to my door and looking in my doors.
Dang. And
If you want to see my robin's egg in the nest, that's fine. Because it's cold up in this bitch.
It was cold. That was the other thing. My room didn't have they didn't have central heating or air, probably because of the expansions. But all the other bedrooms had like a not in wall like cadet heater, but they had one that was like it hung on the wall and you'd plug it in. My room didn't, so I woke up every morning like it was fucking cold, man. Like it was low 30s, high 20s, low 30s every night we were there, and I'd wake up and be like, well, I need to get out of bed because I'm sleeping on a fucking prison mattress right now, but it's fucking cold as shit too. So
would you leave feedback to warn other people about this?
yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna email the group and just say, hey, you know, give me your 1 to 5 stars, give me your would you stay here again, and give me like 2 pros and 2 cons, and I'll put it all together and post a
Cool.
review.
All right.
Again, it wasn't terrible, but it could have been better, right? Like there's, but that's also the kind of the Airbnb experience is you're beholden a lot to what what the purpose of the house is for the people who own it, right? If it's a retirement house, they're probably not going to put a ton of money and time into it right now because they're probably just going to bring.
Yet.
Yeah, they don't live there yet, right? But if it's something where it's like a family house, maybe passed down, and they use it for holidays, and they use it during the summer, and they use it when it makes sense for the house to wherever it's located, then there's going to be way more. The house that we were staying at in Southwest Oregon for the last 2 years, like you could tell, like they did family events there. Like they had a 36-piece sectional wrapped around this giant great hall area with a big TV, and like so you could tell like they had taken the time to like make this a place that they wanted, that you would want to go to as a family, right? This one kind of seemed more like, okay, well, it's like they probably got it for a good deal or inherited it from somebody, and hadn't taken the time to go in and spend a bunch of money, or were waiting until they were going to actually use it. So yeah, so that's kind of the Airbnb thing is, and sometimes and again, of course, pictures say 1,000 words or whatever, but sometimes those pictures. Sometimes those pictures are a little can be misleading.
Fair enough. Jack, do you guys ever consider your other house Airbnb, keeping it and just not necessarily long-term rental, but just Airbnb short-term?
They are actually very frowned upon here.
What? Really?
Yeah. I think your HOA has to approve it, and
that was my next thing. Actually, unless if the HOA doesn't have it in Nevada, because use of your home is not something that the HOA can regulate unless it's already in the declarations. If it's already in your declarations that you have to have a limit, then they can't make a rule for it. It has to be it can't be a rule and reg. It has to be actually in your declaration, CC&Rs, that it's frowned upon. And even then, you can get around it. It's like, oh, no less than 30 days. It's like, okay, make all your leases, all your Airbnb leases 30 days, and then just let people out of it if they only want to do 4 days. So there's ways around it. But
county rules and all that stuff too. It's very hard to actually. Yeah. If it gets found out, like the county gets involved and
that's crazy.
Huge fines and stuff.
But that's only for short-term rental, though. Correct?
Yes. Yeah. No, I could rent out the other house, but not Airbnb kind of stuff.
How do you know the limit? Like county limit, 30 days?
No,
some will say, like I have some that I manage out here, where to avoid the whole Airbnb, they just say you can't lease for less than 6 months. So it's like, all right. But like I said, if it was me,
I don't know.
as long as it's not a county issue, if it's just an HOA issue, I'd be like, okay, here's a 6 months lease. You're allowed to break it whenever you want with no penalty. And then it was like, okay, that'll cover it. It's like, no, my tenant has a 6 months lease. They just didn't stay the whole 6 months. They stayed 6 days.
No, with no penalty. No penalty.
No penalty.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was fine with it.
Yeah, I was like, I was fine. I still got paid. A lot of people.
Somebody's moving in next Friday. Weird.
Wow.
Yeah. It's so good. I'm so good at leasing that I could turn it around that quickly.
I use this really cool website called Airbnb. People just sign up, and it's crazy.
Yeah, even though it's a 6 month lease, they still signed up anyway.
Yeah, they just
weird. And there's people lined up waiting.
Yeah.
Right? If that person decides they want to bail and break the lease, somebody else is willing to do it if that happens to be next Thursday at 2:00.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, that would be wild, man.
Now, that would last like
that's one of those things that I haven't done, like the same as Uber, Lyft, for ride sharing, not delivery of food, but I haven't on my own. I don't get me wrong. I've had a ride. Somebody else had it and set it up, and it was like, yeah, okay, fine. If you don't want to drive, I guess we'll do this. One of them was to a baseball game in Denver and back, and the other one I can tell you exactly the 2 times. So baseball game in Denver and back. The other one was after a holiday party downtown. We went from one spot to another, and the vendor that was hosting, and we went elsewhere, got us all Ubers to get us back to our cars where we originally parked.
That's cool.
Those are the only 2 times that I've ever used it. I don't have it on my phone. Like, I don't have the app. I've never used it. I don't intend to use it. I would rather take a bus, but that's a me thing. I mean, what's funny, though, I'd be okay being like a driver. Like, if I was an Uber Eats driver or something like that, I'm bored on a Friday night. It's like,
I was thinking that the other night when we were we were trying a new sushi spot, which was pretty good. It'll go on the rotation if the other places are busy. But they just had a bunch of people coming in, picking up delivery orders and stuff. I'm like, I don't know if I'd like to do that. Just driving around in your car all night, using gas money. Like, how much money do you actually make doing that?
So
that's the thing, right? I would need to run the numbers to see how worth it is.
Yeah.
On one side, I'm no longer bored. I got something to do tonight. Even if I'm only making quote unquote minimum wage, whatever the state's minimum wage is. I mean, in theory, you'll make more. But let's just say if only making $15 an hour after gas and everything, and your take home was $15 an hour, still might be worth it. Better than sitting there playing my puzzle games all night for 4 hours. I just go Uber for 4. Don't have to do it all night. Just 4 hours. I'm going to pick 6 to 10 here in Boulder, in a college town where the kids are lazy and use up all their parents' money. So it's like, okay, I think that might be okay. I don't think I'd do it in the winter. I mean, the weather, just the snow and the side streets would be horrible and all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
But like getting back from Japan or something like that, and I got nothing to do on a Saturday night or whatever. I mean, during the week, probably not, but on a Friday, Saturday, I got nothing else to do. Why the hell not? Seems interesting. I don't know if I could be a driver, like a driving people. Picking up food, taking your food, okay, fine. Or whatever, because I guess now you can Uber anything you want. I want this from 7-Eleven. I'm like, well, really? You can Uber 7-Eleven? I learned that last week. You can Uber.
You can Uber the motherfucking movie theater. If you go into your movie theater, look for the rack next time, because there'll be people where they'll buy hot dogs, drinks, popcorn, because they'll be having movie night at their house. Yep.
Oh my God, that's a thing?
Yeah. Go look for next time you go to the theater. Look for the wire rack, right? The black wire
Yeah,
rack.
I've seen it. I've seen the rack.
Right. That's what it's for. So that way people can order their concessions
to go
and have their movie night at home. But they
I thought
still
that
want to have the popcorn. They still want to have all the bullshit without having to do any of the work.
the popcorn I get. People really love their movie theater popcorn. I just thought that was the pre-order concessions when you bought your own movie ticket.
Nope, that's going out somebody's house.
That's crazy. Wow. I will pay attention to that next time I go.
I always find it. I found it funny. Like a couple of the bars that I go to around here are like locals bars that have like shit food, but yeah, it's their local bars, so you're just like whatever. Like we're here, and even those motherfuckers are be doing DoorDash. I'm like, the last thing I'm going to be doing when I'm sober is like, oh, let me order some food.
Maybe
from
they're
this
drunk
place.
At home and they're like, bruh, remember those cheese fries at that shitty bar
Yeah,
downtown?
yeah, exactly.
We should order some of those.
Let's get them and make sure they're cold, because by the time they get back to the house, that should.
But the peanut butter burger is really good at the Dark Horse here at that bar. I mean, I could see. I mean, I would just order it to go and go pick it up myself because I don't see the point of paying an extra $12 to get your food. But whatever.
But it would still be in the rack. Like that's where they would put it. So
wow, that's crazy, man. Although my OCD ass, I'd have all the bells and whistles. Like I'd have the car heater bag thing to keep people's food warm and all that shit.
Lou would actually spend more money getting set up to deliver food than he would ever actually make
for sure.
Delivering.
Well, won't even argue that. That's 100%.
Lou would be like
plan his routes so that he'd stop at his house so he could swap out his ice packs.
Yeah, Lou would be like the P. Diddy of gloves in his car, because every single food delivery he'd switch gloves out. Before Lou was arrested, he had 1,000 boxes of rubber gloves in his trunk. He said it was for food delivery. We knew it was for murder.
Right. I can't even defend this.
I will say I was pretty shocked earlier when we all agreed that this was going to be the most boring Super Bowl ever. when I think Lou was like, or Jack was like, this Super Bowl is going to suck. And Lou was like, I'm with you. And I was like, shit, I think all three of us are on the same page. What?
Mark this on your calendar.
Oh shit! Like at 3:52 on
1/26.
January 26th, 2025, all three of these motherfuckers finally agreed on something.
Man,
the whole text conversation just stopped. We had nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, it was exactly. Like,
my phone actually just deleted the text. It was like, nope, it's not going to get any better than this. You guys are done.
It's like, why is this locked out? I don't get it.
Yeah, my AI just was like, nope.
Oh, man, you guys seen the spread yet for the Super Bowl?
I thought it was only like a 1.5 or something. It's not.
I saw one. ESPN popped up and said
it spoiled it for me.
Chiefs were like 1.5 or something.
Well, how you feeling, Lou? Last football game of the season.
Stop it.
I'm kind of okay. It's like I get my Sundays back, because that's how it's been for me from September to now. So I'll get next Sunday back because who cares about the Pro Bowl?
Right.
I'm assuming that's next Sunday. I don't even know what it is. I haven't watched it in 15 years.
Yeah, it is.
So I'll get an idea of what my Sundays will be like next week, and then Super Bowl, and after that I'm free until September. So it'll be interesting to have my Sundays back. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Maybe it'll be a go watch a matinee if I'm not watching.
Go to brunch.
So that actually, I'm not gonna lie, that actually may happen. I mean, I kind of miss my Golden Corral brunch, not because Golden Corral's great. It's just that I like the variety.
Right.
A brunch buffet is the best thing ever because then, like you know how it is. We did it at Disney a month and a half ago. I just like a piece of bacon, a piece of sausage, a waffle, a pancake, a piece of French toast. I love the individual of I do it. I think I took myself to a Chinese buffet for lunch during work a couple weeks ago, and it was like I literally got one piece of broccoli and one piece of beef and broccoli, one piece of orange chicken. It was like oh, I love this. I don't have to have a whole plate of this stuff.
The Mongolian grill guys love Lou because he shows up with one noodle, one piece of meat, one broccoli, and he hands it over, and just like a tiny splash of like the vinegar water, and they're like, shh, "Okay, you're good." Like it literally takes 20 seconds to cook his pot.
You forgot the one bean sprout, but that's
one bean sprout. There you go. Because
ESPN has the Chiefs at -2.
It already moved up because it opened at 1.5.
Yeah,
that means people are already betting the Chiefs.
And they said it's the first time the Chiefs have gone into the Super Bowl not as the underdog.
How are they underdogging the other ones? What the hell?
Dude, you know, last week Lou, you weren't here for that, but the thing which game was it? Oh, it was the Philly. Who did Philly play last week? Philly played Detroit, right?
Yes.
No, Detroit played Washington.
So Philly played. It was a long time ago.
It was
the Rams.
Okay, and this motherfucker, in all of his fucking stupid ass Eagles gear, has like a medallion on his chest that's like, "We may be the underdogs, but it's us against the world." I'm like, motherfucker, you ain't the underdogs. Like,
Yeah.
what are you fucking talking about? Like, we the underdogs.
You're the home team against the Rams.
Yeah, we're the number 2 seed. Like,
you were like a 4-point favorite. This week you were a 6-point favorite, but it's us against the world.
You've been favored in most of the games that you've played this season, but we're the underdog. Guys, we're playing 1-0 this week. 1-0. That's our goal. Like,
I'll tell you what's funny. What some of them, the Magic Boys. I'm in a Discord chat with them. And back on December 11th, I remember because I just saw it like a couple hours ago. December 11th, there was a meme that somebody put out there was the Super Bowl America wants to see, Bills versus Detroit. And then the Super Bowl we're somehow going to get, Chiefs versus Eagles. And it was like, wow, somebody put that out December 11th, and that's exactly what happened.
That's what Goodell wants.
Man. Although it was nice to see that people, you know what, fucking Broncos fans, still trying to say today's game, the refs had something to do with the Chiefs winning. It was like there were so many. There wasn't any. There were more Bills. There were more Bills issues. Like there were 2 face masks that weren't even called on the Bills, but nobody's talking about that. The only thing that they're coming back to is that 4th down play where Josh got stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And it was close. I mean, if you called it, like, replay is not going to help. If you called it first down, it would have stayed first down. If you called it short, it would have stayed short. But other than that, the people who cry about the Chiefs, it's like, do you actually watch the games? Do you know that they get screwed over too, like today? But they still overcame and won. So, but again, I think for this game, I'm rooting for the Chiefs, not because I want them to win so much, but mostly I want Eagles to lose. And with the Chiefs winning, you get the added bonus of Broncos fans are mad. So that'll help me out. All the shit talking that Chiefs fans out here can do to the Broncos fans. I love that concept. But it's really though, if Buffalo had won, I'd be rooting for Buffalo because I really hate the Eagles and the Ravens. So I want no part of the Eagles winning anything ever. As a Giants fan, I just can't have it.
Yeah, as much as I don't want a three-peat, I'm with you. Like I would rather have the Eagles lose than.
Yeah.
I don't want the Chiefs to win. I want the Eagles to lose.
Absolutely. I'm rooting against the Eagles, not for the Chiefs. And like I said, then the bonus of doing that is I really like the idea. I really, really like the idea of Broncos fans crying. As soon as the game was over, I went to Twitter to look to see what the Broncos fans were saying.
And we may have a friend that we're just waiting for the meltdown. So it'll even be better.
That would be interesting, especially if they lose in a way that's just some kind of crazy.
Yeah, they do some stupid Philly bullshit, and it fucking gets housed and taken back for 6 or some shit, and that's the difference in the game.
Or they're trying to kick an extra point to go up by 1 or something to win the game, or tie it, and it gets blocked and returned back the other way for 2 or something.
Then they end up losing by 3.
Yeah, something like that would be crazy. Surprisingly, I actually know a lot of Eagles fans out here too. I don't know how that happened, but just
horribly far from there. It would make sense that someone would migrate down that way.
Yeah, you're gonna get some of everything.
Fly,
right?
Eagles, fly south.
Man, and then
wait, does that mean you're rooting for the Eagles?
Jack's definitely rooting for the Eagles.
Yeah, I'd rather see Mahomes lose.
Yeah, as a Raiders fan, I got to imagine you're not rooting for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Fuck those guys.
I think the whole idea of a three-peat, though, that it hasn't happened, that'd be kind of cool. I wish it was my team, but it's not.
You guys do anything for the Super Bowl? Like, do you guys do in like as far as event or anything?
No.
There's a couple times where I went to
go
Vegas.
get some frozen food and just pig out all day. Maybe I'll finally take down the Christmas tree.
Shit.
Wait, did you just say take down the Christmas tree?
A month later.
You've been getting mail from the fucking HOA for the last 2 weeks. Bitch, take your tree down.
Hey, I unplugged the Santa in the window, okay? Don't nobody know the Christmas tree's still up.
That wouldn't even be a violation, I don't think, because it's in the window. If you don't have house lights out or house decorations, you're good.
Well, he
Right.
don't have lights in front of his house either, so it's fine.
So that's
That
all.
shit looked like a fucking murder house. Let me tell you.
Yes, looks like.
Yeah. Only appearances. Only appearances. Out here, people leave their lights out past stock show because the rodeo, a national Western, whatever it is, the stock show is out here in the middle of January or early January, whatever it is. And I don't know why it's a tradition, but it is that people don't take their lights down until after stock show. And then for us as managers, if your if your paperwork says 15 or 30 days after the holiday, then you got to get your stuff down. I'll write you a letter. I think it's dumb because most people know this thing in Colorado or Denver anyway, Denver area. But yeah, so there's a lot of houses. I was on inspection on this week on Thursday, and there's a lot of houses that still have their stuff up. And I'm like, I am not writing that up. I'm going to give myself all this extra work just for them to take it down over this weekend because this weekend is when it ended. So I was like, that is so. By the time they got my letter after it mailed from some third-party system next week, it's like, yeah, that was taken down a week ago. Why am I getting this letter? Right. So that's a standard out here.
We've lived here for 15 years and we've gotten a letter every single fucking year.
Yep.
Literally, that's the only thing in my HOA packet is 15 letters saying, please take your lights down.
Yep. And here's the thing. Out here now with the law changed a couple of years ago with compliance, they get 30 days to fix it. And if they don't fix it, they get 30 more days to fix it. It's the dumbest thing. It's
so they can have their lights up until fucking St. Patrick's Day?
Basically,
there you go.
Yeah, we can't find them until after 60 days when all's said and done. So it's like, it's the dumbest thing. It's like, look,
shit, that's almost April. Yeah, it'd be like March 25th or some shit. Dang.
February. If it you're right, because they have a month originally,
60
and
days,
then they have the 60. So they had 90 days. Yeah, they would have 90 days to get it down. So it'd be middle of March. It would be middle of, I say January to February. January to February is 1 You're right, middle April, before they actually got fined. If we can't send a violation letter until mid-January, no, it'd be mid-March, because they have 60 days. So they'd have you're right. It'd be frickin' St. Patrick's before we'd actually be able to find them. So it's some dumb shit, but it's whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
And they also changed another crazy thing where, like, if you used to be able to control the streets, they changed it now where if it's a city street, even though your declarations say that we have rights to monitor the streets, that your vehicle's bad, we can do stuff. Not anymore. They're like, no, city street, city will take care of it. You have no say, even though your docs say you have say. It's like, all right. Although I'm okay with that one. That means less headache for me. This car is parked. Call the city, not my problem.
Yep, not my problem. Call the constable.
I love that shit.
City Parking Authority.
So what else have we missed since a week? Oh, we missed an inauguration. That's what we missed.
Yeah, we did.
4 more years, and then we'll move on. It's like, whether you like them or hate them, 4 years and it's over, and it can't go any further than that. For the people who hate them, there's one plus. For the people who like them, you get 4 years of the country being okay before it goes to hell again when another Democrat takes over. So we'll see how it plays out. It'll be fun.
The memes will be fun. That's all I'm here for.
That's exactly. It'll be entertaining at the very least, especially since this president can actually speak coherently.
Ish.
Which means he's going to speak even though he shouldn't sometimes. So that's gonna be okay. Hey, did you see what dumbass said today? It's like, because like y'all, like I've said it before, I think he's a tool as a person, but at least he puts the country first. That's the only really positive thing he has going for himself.
As
a human, he's
opening for Saturday Night Live this week. They brought Lin-Manuel back as Hamilton. So they're just like signing the document of the Declaration of Independence and everything. And then Trump comes out and everybody just freezes. He's going on. And he's like, one of the surprises at my inauguration, Melania showed up dressed as Kung Lao from Mortal Kombat.
Who'd they have playing Trump?
I have no idea.
The same guy. It's the same guy who's played Trump for like the last year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
He does a good impression of him. The talking and the hands and
her outfit really was something else though.
Bro,
I was
the
like,
fucking hamburger.
Right.
Hamburger / mafia hit. Right. Like, what was going on with that?
No, it was so he couldn't kiss her.
That's smart.
Did you see that when he like leaned in and like her hat, like his fucking head hit her hat?
Oh
and
no.
He was like And then he like stopped and then went away, and I don't know.
Oh, that's funny. I
Like
did not watch
he
it.
couldn't actually like he couldn't figure out how to like lower his head to like
He turned. She.
yeah right.
It's not hard. To,
Like
oh
there
my
wasn't
God. That's
if she
funny.
wanted it, it could have happened.
right.
Oh, she could have taken the head off if she really wanted it.
Yeah, or she could have tilted her head. No, actually, I think she like leaned into it to like she fucking like
She had a headbutt him with a spear with the brim.
My bad, honey.
Like Odd Job, just like
That's also how she avoids giving blowjobs. Just so you know.
no shit.
I can't get that close.
Honey, why are you wearing this hat to the inauguration? Usually, you only wear it to bed.
Why are you wearing your blowjob hat out in public? That's weird.
That's a strange choice, but okay.
Holy shit, that's funny. Honestly, everything that's happened. The only thing that's pissed me off this week is the whole Hitler thing. It's like you'd have to be really, really stupid to think he was given a Hitler symbol. So it's like you people are really that desperate to look for anything you can. It's like you know when brothers were doing this thing and would do this. It's like he was like
he extended his arm all the way out though.
Twice.
He said, "Would I give you my heart?" And pointed it out to everybody. It wasn't this whole this.
Went up.
It was this. He put his hand out. It wasn't this. If he did that, no defense, and somebody should have taken his ass. I'm not gonna lie. Somebody should take his ass out if he did that. But it wasn't. So people going all off about that, knowing that's not what he did. It was like he even said it. It was like, "I give you my heart." What? If he didn't say that,
I'm watching the video again, dude. His hand is flat and up.
It's out like this. Look at it.
Nope, I'm looking at it.
Are you telling me he does this? Thumbs in the whole thing.
Yes.
Share the video.
I already sent it to the group. Killing me. I'll send it again.
I don't have it.
Hold on.
AI.
They did do a. They did have a. They did have a
it's
pretty
on
good.
His Twitter.
Jack, did you watch Weekend Update yet on SNL? They had a really good where so like the opening joke is they're talking about Trump's inauguration and the Bible that they had held out for him that he didn't use was the same one that Lincoln supposedly used.
Right.
And then he was like, "Oh, and it would be really interesting to see the two of them talk because Lincoln could share with him the emancipation, civil rights and stuff like that. And Trump could tell him how to turn his head the correct way." Like, and everyone was like, "Whoa." And he's like, "What, too soon?"
Never should have given you rights. Other than that, it's going to be 4 years of entertainment. That's what it's going to be. As long as the country's better off. Like the fact that illegals are getting deported, fantastic. Keep doing it. You shouldn't have been here. You shouldn't have been allowed to stay here. All the crap that was going on. But that's just you would think any president would be on the side of that. Why they're not? I don't get it. I don't get why people want illegals here illegally. Like if you want to come here. See, that's racist. See, that's
it is. It's very hypocrisy. They're like, "Oh no, slavery is bad," but they're like, those same people are like, "Well, who's going to pick the crops?"
It's like, wow, you said that. It was like the people who what was it, DEI or whatever diversity thing that was going on. It's like, oh man, I wish I'll have to come back to it next week or something like that. It was crazy a year or two ago. It was like, well, black people won't have a fair chance if you get rid of I don't know, whatever was affirmative action. I think that's what it was when it went away 2 years ago. It was like, oh, black people won't have a fair chance. I'm like, oh, that's rude as hell. So you're saying black people only qualify because of affirmative action? It's like, damn. Some white lady said it and got hammered.
As she should.
Some white lady on CNN or something like that. It was like, oh, you can't, like, no. And I am glad DEI is going away. You should be, and that was racist as hell. Pick people based off of their qualifications, not because, oh, hey, we need a gay person, a black person, a Hispanic person. Like, how about you need a person that
says the only black person at his office?
There's two of us.
So which one's the DEI hire?
I'm half Spanish too, so they get to check off 2 boxes of my ass. You know what? Surprisingly, there's an Asian woman, 2 black people, like three Hispanics.
How many gays?
4, none.
Just one. He's on the podcast right now with us.
I was gonna get your letters right, dude. Get your letters right.
LG.
Hello, 3, odd number.
This is why he has a hard time accepting it. if it was LBG, he'd be like, okay.
Oh, it's like,
Okay.
all right, own it. Yeah, we're good. We're good now. You can even put the freaking volume at 6, and I won't mind. But yeah, like I said, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be just how bad it's gonna be. We'll find out. How good it's gonna be. We'll find out. It's only been a week, people. So we'll see.
That's about where I'm at. I hope everything the Democrats are scared of happens. But then also I want everything. I just want to see the people that idolize him be super disappointed in him. Just
I'd be
because
right
it's
with that.
disgusting the way that people worship politicians right now.
Yeah,
It's disgusting. They work for us. They are our employees. But you're over here filleting them every time they're on TV. I just cannot stand that.
Yeah, either side. I'm with you. It's just it's the hypocrisy in politics the last, I don't know, 10 years plus. It's just like, what the hell? But I'm with you. I kind of want to see the shit blow up. it's like that whole want to watch the world burn. It's like, okay, I'm curious how that's all going to play out. I'm curious how this is going to happen.
Saying
how that's
eggs are
going
$10 a dozen now, so he's not doing what he told us he would do.
Yeah, it's only been a week. You're right. If
he said he would do it in 24 hours.
If it's not fixed in a year, if the economy isn't fixed in a year, because that's about how long the realistic before an economy, everything trickles down. If it's just not fixed in a year, I'd hope people start running their mouths. Like, just, you said this, you said that. I want to know, because I want to know what his answer is going to be. I want to know what excuse he's going to give. Because like I keep saying, man, he's a jerk of a dude. But I do like that we're already putting America first. So get out of some of the, like, World Health Organization. We never should have been in it. You guys understand, like, China is one of the biggest people in that. They pay the least amount because they're considered a fledgling country still. And when it comes to WHO,
30 billion people there.
I know, that's the problem. That's what I mean. That's why stuff like that. America is going to pay $500 million, but China has to pay, like, I don't know, $130 million or whatever.
That's because we only pay them 5 cents a Funko Pop they make for us.
But if Official Picks was running the treasury of China, they'd be paying like $600 billion.
That is.
Oh, we just lost him.
Listen to lose balls.
The government is invading our podcast and is muting Lou. Don't mute Lou.
Right. That reminds me. Speaking of government invasion, do you guys think not quite, but it reminded me of, anyway, Snowden? Do you think he should be pardoned with all these pardons that happen and everything?
I mean, he won't be, but
he's given pardons out to cop beaters and everything. So why not?
Cop beaters. That's hilarious. I just saw people when Biden was doing all, because you know the phrase, right? You don't need a pardon if you're not guilty. And then all these pardons came out to the people that Biden pardoned preemptively. And it was like, I saw, like, Wednesday, Thursday, it came across the feed. Should Snowden be pardoned? I'm like, oh, that's a great question. I would say,
had a chance to do it last time. He didn't. So
right, exactly.
I don't think he's going to change his tune on that.
Right, I don't think so either.
There's no benefit for him to do that.
Trump
doesn't see a benefit to do that. If Trump doesn't see a benefit in doing it, he's not going to do it. If it's not going to benefit him directly, he's not going to do it.
Then why did he pardon Lil Wayne last time?
Because Lil Wayne was going to sing at his inauguration this time, but then Carrie Underwood said she'd do it for free. So
did she really?
Yeah, she did it for free because she thought it'd be clout. She'd get clout, and all she did was get dragged. And she acted dumb about it. Wait, I didn't think people were going to be upset. Okay,
was she normally on the left?
Well, no, she hadn't said anything either way. But then when she, at least she might have said something in the past. I don't know. I just was paying attention to this current, like, her, like, oh, I'm going to go to the inauguration and sing. And everyone's like, nah, you probably shouldn't do that. And she's like, well, I'm going to do it. And then she went and did it and then was like, oh, why is everyone mad? And I'm like, where the fuck, what are you, like, number one, if you're going to act like you're upset about it, like, where the fuck have you been? And number two, don't be upset about it. You chose to do this. There's consequences to your actions, regardless, right? Right. We can all agree on that of what, especially if you're a popular entertainer, right?
Pick a side, you're getting screwed either way.
Right. Exactly.
Although for her, I don't think there's the people who are going to have backlash are people who don't listen to her anyway. because
Right, she's a country artist.
yeah, she's a country artist. They're
But
all
my
Trump
but my point is that
supporters anyway.
but that's across the board, right? Like you can always say, well, not everyone listens to Eminem, or not, you know, like
Yeah,
we can go down the list on that. But I just hate like I just hate the oh, my stars and garters. I didn't know people were going to be upset. Where in the fuck have you been?
Yeah,
Like
that's a dumb statement. That is a
like
dumb statement. I didn't know.
why are people mad at me? Well, like,
now it's like you got to understand people to be mad at you, but you also understand that people are mad at you. You don't care about them. They're not
Right.
your audience.
right.
But don't say. But you're right. Don't say I didn't know people were going to be mad at me. That's a dumbass statement.
Yeah. But that shit happens all the time with those guys. Oh, I didn't know people, if I did this, like there was going to be this backlash. How do you not in this day and age? Like it's just how people are fucking reactionary about every single thing that happens, regardless of who you are and what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have some sort of notoriety, regardless of the decision you make, right? Whether the three of us agree with it or not, or one of us does, or two of us do, whatever. Like I think we can say safely that out of the three of us, that one of us is going to be mad about something that we talk about, you know.
Yeah. Just
regardless of who it is
we
and
don't
what
agree on things.
Hold
I thought we had a
on.
good start today with the
except
Super Bowl.
for
Let me check.
352.
Let me
except
check.
for 352 on 126.
Nope, I can post stuff again. Nope. Okay, we're good. We're back to we can start texting again. We're good. We're dialed in. My phone has unlocked itself.
The AI is like they're
Google
back to
heard me and was like, "Yep, okay, we're back.
Hey,
we're back."
They're disagreeing. Unlock their phones.
But yeah, the like, oh, I didn't know this was going to happen. Come on, like
Yeah.
you can't say that. You can't
Zero
say.
chance. Zero
again,
chance.
I mean, I've watched a ton about the fucking Musk gaming stuff over the last 2 to 3 weeks.
He hacked Diablo 4 to level up his character list.
Oh, the one where I thought he just had some third party person playing it.
Well, it's both. It's both, right?
Okay.
So,
all right. And then he cried about it, and
well, he claimed he did it in Diablo 4, but like nobody really paid attention to it at that time because Diablo 4 has been out for a while. Like it's been out long enough that. So then there was a new just again nutshell for you. There's a game that came out called Path of Exile 2. It's a great game. I've been playing a lot of it. A couple of people that I game with have been playing it, but it's a hard game. It's a challenging game. There's a lot of mechanics and a lot of how you build your character and that type of thing. It's not an easy game to figure out, right? The scale for the experience goes like this, and then once you get to like 65, it goes, and so like going from like 90 to 91 is like going from 1 to 80 as far as like the XP that you need, right? So it goes up exponentially. So going anything above 90, you're investing hours and hours and hours into the game. Nobody's ever actually reached 100 before, and these are people who are like streamers who stream like 12 to 16 hours a day with the character and that type of thing. And a couple of weeks ago, Musk went on X and streamed his level 97 character, and there were multiple times throughout the stream where if you're at level 97, you've done these things hundreds of times to get to that point. The pattern of things that you do as far as when you get to the end game, it's the same pattern over and over again for the most part. He had no idea what he was doing at all when he was in the game. So like he logs into the game and he shows people his inventory, and his inventory is completely full, and everyone's like, that's kind of weird. Like, why is your inventory full? Like, everyone knows you dump your inventory so you have room to load your inventory back up again, you know. Yeah. And then there were things he was clicking on, things that he should have known as a level 97 per character that you can't click on them because you have to do these other things before. There was things he was leaving things on, like it was obviously he hadn't played the game a lot, clearly. Like he opened up his tab, so the game has different tabs you can put different stuff on, you can rename them. And one of the tabs said Elon's Maps. What? It'd be like me making a map tab and calling it Duke's Maps. Well, I'm the only one playing the game, so why would I have to call it Duke's Maps? Like, it just doesn't. There was a lot of like
issue.
The issue was that he claimed he was the one that had done all of this work.
Please, there's no way.
And then then people started. So then once they found out what his name was, there's ways that you can kind of see where the person is when the person is playing. He was literally playing Path of Exile 2 during the inauguration when he was sitting in the White House or when he was at the Capitol. And he was like coming and his character was being logged into from somewhere in Asia. So there's trading in the game. People were sending him trade requests when he logged on, and it was coming up all in Chinese, which was because that's what the language was set to.
Right.
And he's just like,
oh, did he own it? Did he accept? Like, hey, okay, yeah.
He owned it in his like Elon Musk way, where he's like, well, of course I did. Everybody does. And you're like, no, not everybody does, because that's a bannable thing. And if you're at level 90, you're not going to be bragging about boosting your character, right? Like
it's bannable to share an account.
What's that? Yeah,
it's bannable to share an account. Oh wow!
Because it's called boosting. So like, if you're like a gamer, I could pay you to play my character when I can't play it, and then get the benefit and the rewards from it, right? So that's
why is that? Why
that? Because it's just frowned upon. Like, it's just something that's in their TOS that you're not allowed to share accounts. Again, like the Netflix and that type of thing, right? Like,
all right.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like I want my character to max out, and I don't want to do it all my own. It's like,
but again, if you did it, it would be fine, because nobody cares, right? It's like the 8 people listening to the podcast, and you're like, yeah, I boost my account. It doesn't matter. But when you're doing it for clout, because you want to be like, guys, I'm just like you, like,
I'm one of you, yeah. Then you know what? I don't think I'd have an issue if he would have just owned it. Like, yeah, I did it.
And that was what everybody was saying, was like, if he had just logged on with his level 12 character and he died a couple times and he was like, this is me learning how to play the game, that would have been way more
impressive,
positive as far as like the feedback and how people looked at him. But he can't, his brain doesn't work that way. He can't do that. He has to be the best. He has to be the smartest in the room. And he has to and so there's no way he would ever be like, here's my character. Oh, I died. No. He has, like, there was a piece of gear that he had rolled, and it was like 90% of it were like perfect rolls. Like, and it was something that, like, you've gone through several hundred of this item to get these rolls to show up in the right way, in the correct order, with the maximum amount of damage or health or whatever the attributes are. And it's like, you don't get that by just like, you have 12 kids, man. You're running multiple companies. You're sucking the dick of the president. You don't have time to sit there and be playing a video game for 12 to 16 hours a day. Like, where are you finding the time? And he finally owned it, but he did it in like the
his
like,
way.
Well, you know, I just did it because I'm so busy and so cool and so popular, you know, that type of thing. And it's just like, dude, like, get over yourself. But he won't, because he's never had to.
Yeah, so, okay.
But yeah.
So I did see something about, like, I guess popular gamers have blue check marks on Twitter taken away because Elon got mad.
Well, one of the popular streamers basically challenged him and said, okay, Elon, prove to me that this is your character and that you are the one that created him and got him to this point, and I will stream on X for free for a year. And he was like, well, no. And then, like, shadow banned him, basically.
Yeah, that's the part that he did. Somebody, like, he got butthurt because he got called out, and took away check marks and shadow ban or whatever. I was like, wow, that's some petty shit.
But I mean, when it's your toy, and Twitter's your toy, like, that's you're in your full rights to do that, you know?
I guess I'm not a fan.
I'm not saying he's right, but I'm also saying, like, if you own it and that's how petty you want to be towards people, that's your right, because you own it, right? He can go somewhere else and post and do his thing if he wants. Everybody has that option.
But then you can't turn around and say that Twitter is a haven for free speech if you're doing that.
Agreed. That hypocrisy does not fly. Okay, that explains that. Appreciate the updates. I was like, what the? I saw a little bit of this.
That's a very high level. Like, I tried not to get too, like, specific, because there's a lot of nuance. Like, there's stuff that, unless you play the game, it wouldn't make any sense. So I tried to explain it.
You dumbed it down well. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I agree.
Thanks.
And down enough that I understood exactly what you're talking about, and it's like, yeah, that's some bullshit.
But yeah, so that's the thing I've kind of been following the last couple of weeks. Has just been silly stuff.
Jack, do you guys have any? Oh, actually, you too, Duke. Do you guys have any DEI crap at your work that's required?
I mean,
Ours,
all of it, because
think
I'm a
so.
part of a federal agency.
No, we have a union. We don't play that
if you're
game.
part of a federal agency, well, DEI is out of heads.
I'm not directly because I'm contracted, but I've been seeing a ton of emails and stuff come back and forth about things, just because lack of clarity. Like, because not all of his executive orders don't make any sense. Like, they're just super broad and there's no specifics behind any of them. So everybody that is in my work that I've gotten email communication from, it's oftentimes I'll get one email that'll say one thing, and then I'll get an email 2 days later saying not necessarily the exact opposite, but it'll be something else. Like, oh, well, we're going to do this. Oh, then 2 days later, okay, well, we finally gotten a feedback from all these different our lawyers, our upper management, whoever it is, and we've gotten clarity on how we're going to move forward. So there was a lot of what's the word? I can't think of the word right now, but
It
it's like
sounds
snap.
ass.
It is. I mean, there's and a lot of emails. Like, we know there's a lot of lack of clarity in the things that are being talked about and shared right now. So we're working our hardest to get, to figure out what this all means and how that's going to affect us going forward. Type
I
of
just
stuff.
like that we're all women now. So
Yeah,
Oh, I know that part was funny. That part was. I was like, you. It's like you, dumbass.
but that's the
What is your
why do you
both of
think
you
we
your
have
personal
nipples?
things? Do you guys are for or against? For or against? Why do we have nipples? Yeah. What? Okay. I
Because
have
we're
nipples.
all
Can you
women
milk
at
me?
one point. We're all female at one point.
Greg.
Can you milk me?
Oh my
Greg,
god.
I have nipples.
Are you guys for or against DEI and racist?
No, I was just pick the best person.
I just wonder. It's like who would be for DEI? I'm trying to think of what type of person would be for DEI.
And if they are legit the right person, because you'd have to prove that you didn't hire this person because they're black, right? So I understand why people wanted it, but my problem is, can you prove that Lou was better for this job than me or Duke?
Yeah.
Yeah, unlikely. I just learned how to take a freaking like especially tech jobs. I bought my new old phone a week ago, and it took me a whole week to figure out how to do a screenshot because I
Bruh.
don't have a button on the bottom anymore.
Wow.
I didn't know there was the top a volume. Like, why would you have to use a volume button along with the side button? That is dumb.
I think that my opinion is that I think that the way it's implemented was not the correct way, but there should be something to help obfuscate people's prejudices. And that, while being a half measure, didn't solve the problem, but it was something, right? And because I'd read when all that stuff was first being talked about, there was people who went and did a study on hiring practices, and they did kind of a blind test where it was just they didn't actually know what the person looked like, or it was here's their resume, here's their answers to the questions.
They didn't put their
And
name on it, right? Because if bro's name was Aaron,
well, no, but that was the thing. Again, it was just a study to see how hiring managers viewed people
okay,
when anything that could be race related or gender related or any of that type of stuff related versus doing a typical hiring. And the anonymized hiring was way more diverse than the traditional hiring. So I feel like if they could figure out a way to pick the best person, because there's a huge difference between picking the best person and picking the person that you think is the best. Does that make sense? And I think that's where the problem comes in, is that you have somebody like Lou who, and again, I'm not, you're very on your heart on your sleeve, you know exactly where you stand all the time, but there might be somebody who's hiring who might find that abrasive, right? And then somebody else comes in who's a white guy and it's like we're dapped up, you walk in the door and you say, hey, what's
you
up?
love mayonnaise, bro? Fuck
Right,
yes.
exactly. Like, regardless of how much more experience you have, Lou, that
I'm going on a mayonnaise date with this guy.
right,
Fuck him.
and
his
so
Tabasco.
if there was a way to anonymize it to make it so Lou gets hired because he's the best candidate, then sure, I would 100% support that. So it's one of those things. I like the idea, but how it was implemented, I don't think was the right way.
All right, that's fair.
So
Yeah, I just
Good explanation. I see. I think I could get behind that.
But again, I'm white, so I don't deal with that kind of shit. So I don't know.
But again, I've also
go apply at BET and come back and tell me you don't deal with that.
But I've also been hired for jobs in the past because of how I comported myself versus what was on my resume. So I've gotten jobs because I've come into the office and been how I've been, as opposed to them. Because I've been told straight up, they were like, if we would have hired purely based on resumes, you wouldn't have been hired, because the person that you came in and were doing the second interview against had way more certifications, way more experience than you, but we thought you'd be a better fit.
We liked your beard, so
right. So
You know what?
so that's the challenge, right? Is if you're being interviewed by a bunch of white people, they're going to view a white person as being somebody who maybe will fit in better than a black person or an Asian person or whoever, just based on the fact that we already have a commonality. And I think that's part of the that's the problem that we need to overcome, is that it shouldn't be assumed. Like, and again, there's assumptions being made, right? Like, you're assuming you're hiring him because he's white. You're not hiring him because he's black. That we need to figure that out. And I don't think that's something that's a generational thing. That's not something that we can fix, right? So
yeah, for sure. And our industry is the same way. You get people, I've been doing it for blah blah blah. Well, I've only been doing it for 2 years versus 10. It's like, yeah, but personality wise, you fit this office better than the person who's been here longer.
Right.
So that
but then what is your personality, right? Like that, you know. Well, I like dick jokes. Okay, cool. You're hired. You know,
that happens. And that happens. Like, it's like, okay, you're not gonna be butthurt over basic shit, office talk. Was it water cooler talk, whatever it's thing. You're not gonna get butthurt over that. Cool, you'll fit in, because there's a lot of that in our industry. So if you're somebody who's uptight, you're not gonna make it here in our industry. That's just how it is. And we're not gonna waste our time training you, knowing you're gonna clash with everybody else because of personality types. And I get that. Skill set, you could have the same skill set. If that's all things being equal, then after that, it's a matter of a personality. Like when I interviewed, when I was an upper and had to interview people, I did not care about your resume. I didn't even look at it really, other than to find stuff that's not work related. I want to know what you did for fun. Like, what kind of nerd are you, or aren't you?
What days you wear your blowjob hat?
Those things matter, exactly. That way, I know which days to work from home. It's like, okay, that's not gonna.
I don't care what Trump says. We're still hybrid because you keep wearing your blowjob hat on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that's unacceptable.
Not doing it. I'm gonna say, why is your belly sliced? She wore the hat today.
It's like when you wake up sleeping on your pillow wrong and you get all the lines. You just come home and you just have the red line.
All of your belly hair below your belly button is shaved. That's weird.
How that happened?
It's Tuesday.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Any excitement last weekend? What did I miss? I went to go see the Goonies.
Always fun.
Yeah, it'd been at forever since I'd seen it, so that was kind of cool.
And what did you think of the Goonies, Lou?
A lot of dumb shit.
Yeah, a lot of dumb shit.
Different slides, even though they fell down the same hole.
Yep, a lot of dumb shit in the Goonies.
The family
came talking back.
The parents showed up at the end and helped defeat the bad guys. It was really weird.
Yeah, they were all like, "Yay, glad to see you." It's like, "Nah, I'm whooping your ass. What the hell's wrong with you?"
Joey Pants didn't kill anybody when the kids were talking back to him. It was fucking dumb.
Man, backhand, left and right. Nope. There's like, notice there weren't any black children in that, because they would have got popped. And it was like,
Well, it took place in Oregon, so.
Oh, wait, never mind. There's not black people there, so okay. That's
not in the 80s.
Oregon in the 80s, yeah. I was gonna say Oregon in the 80s. But yeah, it had been a long time since I'd seen that movie, so that was kind of cool. It was like, oh yeah, okay, that's kind of cool. But it was kind of funny when they were going down that slide. I'm just shaking my head and I'm like, it's dumb.
I already seen this shit.
Right, and I was like, it was dumb when I saw it 2 weeks ago too. A lot of the stuff that didn't. It was like,
we're gonna do a wellness check on Jack,
right? I think it's just fireworks. I think,
right. People still have fireworks this late. Calm down,
you go
man.
To the fucking tribal land.
Yeah, but it's not legal, right?
No.
Only certain kinds are.
Well, on the tribal land it is. But
They know
Yeah,
what they
yeah,
want.
yeah. But out here, it's like you can
No.
only have sparklers or something.
Shit, we don't even have that.
You
but
can't have sparklers either.
people still be lighting them off somehow.
Yep.
It's like that changed.
It's
It's
weird
crazy
how
that
even
people just break the law. Just weird.
yeah, weird.
Man, it's like
There should be some sort of department that polices that stuff.
That'd be awesome if there was, but
Yeah.
unfortunately,
I would much rather have those people deported. Is all I'm saying.
Right? Can we
Just
just
deport the
assholes?
motherfuckers that light off fireworks.
Like the
And
illegals?
that would solve
At least they're
90%
not
of my
being
problems.
dicks.
I mean, I don't see a problem here with that. but I'm also the guy who believes you should murder everybody for every crime, or capital punishment for every crime. Then you wouldn't have crime. Simple.
Like you said, all you got to do is kill one.
Yep. You didn't pick up after a dog, execution. I bet you everybody else picks up after the dog for the rest. I mean, it just man, I need to own a planet or something, because that's what I would do.
Hey Lou, you can just go occupy Mars.
Ah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, you and Elon can go out there.
My heart goes out to you, Mars. But seriously, I truly believe that shit. It's like the reason why people get away with so much stuff, because the punishment isn't harsh enough. All the drunk. Oh, this is my 4th DUI. Your 4th DUI. Are you kidding me? Your 4th. How are you alive after the first one? We should have just killed your ass. Again, nobody will be DUI if you just kill them for doing it once.
Wait, DUI or DE?
Both.
Either one. Yeah. Not sure which is worse, but yeah, either one is fine.
Fucking Lou.
But yeah, I was like, I would love to get into a debate with like just for fun, but like why would that not be
official? This is just, two friends having a conversation.
I know too many lawyers. It was it's like, let me throw some shit out there to make sure. It's like it's like slander and stuff. My opinion. That way you can't, that way slander's kind of thrown out the window.
Nothing personal,
right? But seriously, like, what would be against? Like, why would that be a bad thing to prevent future crimes like that? It's like, potentially, obviously, people can still do it, but you know the consequence. Like me, I absolutely will speed, even though I know the consequences, right? Tickets, points, the whole thing. Like, fine, I'll do it anyway. But you made the punishment high enough, I guarantee I won't do it. It was like, oh, wait, we're going to do this, this, and this, and this. Or, oh, we're going to kill you if you're caught going 66 and a 65. Okay, cruise control 65 it is. No problem.
Lou, you're black. They can kill you for driving anyways. So.
Yeah,
that's true.
They could kill you for just sitting in your car.
Yeah, that's a good point, especially out here in Colorado. And I'd have to go down to the airport where there's actual black people, which is weird to me that there's more black people at the airport than any place else in Colorado. It's like,
that's because that's where they get stuck. They just don't know where to go.
That might be, man. It's that. What was that terminal? That Tom Hanks movie?
Yep. There's just 100. There's like 100 Tom Hankses that are waiting for their connection.
And now they all work there. It's like, well, screw it. We're gonna work the.
I live here now.
The overpriced McDonald's is now hired by all the staff. Man, they'll get me on that rant. Overpriced. I know, although some states got better about that, and they can't have their prices like higher than 10% of the next closest, like Wendy's, for example. So if the Wendy's down here is regular price, theirs can't be more than 10%. That I'm like, okay, that's a good rule, because the fact that they gouge you at freaking airports is ridiculous.
Portland, they have a rule that whatever price your average item is in the area is if you're so like if you're like the Starbucks in the airport, all the prices are the same as like the Starbucks is in the area, like the average price.
Outside the airport.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's how it should be. I don't know why everybody's talking about, like when COVID happened, people are gouging for what, gloves and sanitizer and whatever. It's like, but the airport's allowed to do it because you're limited. So it's like, why is that okay? But whatever. I mean, I'm sure we all do the same thing, right? We bring our own food and or eat beforehand,
of course,
so we don't have to pay those prices.
Yeah.
But
except for Cinnabon,
I always bring a can of stag chili, and I just crack it open while I'm in the waiting area, and then just eat it.
Oh, the plane flight would be great at that point. Hell yeah, let that settle. That recycled air that I'm adding to.
Yep. It's healthy. It's fine.
Now you're
But
talking.
beans are natural.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
the little things.
time to say goodnight, fellas.
Yeah. Some of
Past
us
our
got to
hour.
work tomorrow.
Yep.
I got a
Really?
good nap in, so I'll probably play some games.
Yeah,
for
you
now.
did.
Obviously, you did.
I got that nut nap. It happens. Y'all know.
Again, I think the first text I saw was Jack going, "Stop clapping them cheeks and get online."
I did clap them cheeks too. Let's be real.
And I think I'll be honest. I think you guys were
Put that
like,
as
"What?"
a hashtag for the episode now. Clapping cheeks.
Hashtag clap them cheeks, clapping cheeks,
No, it's a pro.
clapping cheeks and leaving streaks. What?
Oh, I gotta wash sheets now. That's a good point.
He's gonna play video games and wash his sheets.
Yeah, luckily I got two I can cycle.
I think what ended up happening is you guys probably asked in the text what time for the game, and then you started talking about other stuff. So when I got to looking at the text, I was like, "Oh, there's 18 texts," and I generally scroll to the bottom, and you guys were talking about some random thing about the football game, and I was like, "Oh, you guys are still talking about the game? Okay, cool." Like, I didn't realize at some point somebody said, "Hey, like, what time do you want to start?"
Twice we asked.
Wait, hang on.
Okay,
Hang on. This is after, and this is also with 36 texts of Jack going, Lou, Mom, Mommy, Mama,
right?
Mom.
I felt my shoulder getting tapped when I woke up.
Well, I had to text her. I'm like, wake Lou up. Tell him it's time.
Yeah,
And she tapped him with the blowjob hat. Get up, Lou. Okay, fine. Okay, fine.
yeah. From what I understand, I didn't respond until 19 minutes later. So
So you had time for 2 rounds, is what you're saying.
I wish, man. That refractory period,
Right?
man. Her jaw gonna fall off.
And she's sick, and you're not even giving her a break.
And look, throat issues. I'm trying to help smooth that out.
Right? Open it back up.
I got your lozenges right here.
Lou, this doesn't taste like cherry. It tastes like underwear and bad decisions. It tastes like detergent.
It's like, what did I make for dinner? Like, what would it take? Oh yeah, what did I do for? Oh,
Not
pork
pineapple,
chop,
I'm sure.
pork chop, stuffing, and green beans. She had Thanksgiving dinner. At
This
least
tastes like genocide.
And dessert with spotted dick.
No, it's one color.
Ew, that's even worse. It's black. It's just, but it's not normal black. It's like,
It's
like when you leave a
different
banana.
day, you know?
When you leave the banana on the roof of your car and it's a really hot day and you come back out after work.
Somebody's got experience over there.
I just this with the banana. That's all.
Oh yeah, God.
All right,
Stop. Seriously.
Yeah.
guys, have yourselves a good night. We will do it again next week.
We'll see y'all pre-Super Bowl.